Well, here we are in conversation with Crystal Colt, the director of the Flin Flon Arts Council, and here we're at the Orange Toad, which is just a wonderful place. We love coming here. Don't know what we did before the Orange Toad. It's full of wonderful art and gently used books and wonderful specialty coffees, but we're really here to talk about Culture Days. And so tell us, Crystal, when's this starting, and tell me what you're excited about.
Right. Well, Culture Days is actually happening all across Canada from September the 28th to the 30th. And so that's only 3 weeks away. Hard to believe. That's coming around the corner here. And so essentially all across our country, people will be celebrating arts and culture. And so there's going to be absolutely everything you can imagine. And so much of it is going to be happening here in Flin Flon, which is exciting. We have over 60 activities planned. And for every age group, every interest level, every ability level, it's going to be an amazing weekend.
And really, I think, there's a bit of a contest around Canada to see who's in what spot, and I think Flin Flon's doing really well.
Yeah, we're in the top 10.
Wow.
In 2011, we were 8 out of the 10, and so which is pretty amazing since number 1 is Toronto, number 2 is Winnipeg, and so Vancouver beat us by a hair, and so which is pretty amazing since we're just over 5,000 people, and we're still, I think, going to be in the top 10. I'm hoping this year, and hoping to go up the ranks a little bit. So we're working hard.
Well, and I know we're having some of the same events that we had last year that were so popular, and talk about some of those events, Crystal, that we had last year that are just, we're excited to have them come back.
Right. Well, I guess the number one that we started actually 2 years ago was the Dancing in the Streets. Dancing down Main Street. And so what that one is on the Sunday at 12 noon, we actually have a choreographer that meets with everybody in the community. Last year we invited pets as well. We were pet friendly. And we learned a 15-minute choreography to a Canadian work. We look for Canadian artists, and we're always trying to look for something that's current and fresh to really expose to Canadian people and to our community, of course, our surrounding area. And so this year it's going to be Dead Mouse's The Veld. So we're really excited about that, and Joel Zimmerman, cheer us on, and so that's exciting. And then we have so many other activities that we're bringing back again. We have the Flin Flon Aboriginal Friendship Center is huge in helping us with so many activities that they're involved with in Flin Flon.
I know the hoop dancers last year were just a huge hit, and the Aboriginal drummers, and that portion happens on Saturday at Baker's Narrows.
That's right. Baker's Narrows is going to be the site for a lot of the activities on Saturday, except for Norva. You can see the amazing exhibit that's going on all month for Gerald Could's Portrait of the North. So you can still see that on the Saturday in Flin Flon. Otherwise, all the other Culture Days activities are going to be happening at Baker's Narrows. There's free bus. There's a free bus to get you there and get you back, and so you don't even have to worry about that. So
is there contact information? How do you find out about that bus?
There is going to be in another week, in the middle of September, there is going to be a full program guide, about 24-page guide of all the activities that we have, and all of that information will be in there. And there's going to be enough for everybody. So look for your guide and then take the time to plan. Another thing you can do is go to culturedays.ca, and there's a bright spot there. Which what it is that you can zero in, and it's kind of fun because you can see this big blob of activities around the Flin Flon area, and you can see all of our activities there. You can actually click the activities that you want, and they'll make your own Culture Day schedule for your own use. And so that's another way you can sort of find activities. But also keep your ear to the ground, because people are getting so excited and things are growing. Every day there's more activities coming on board. So there's still room for people until essentially the Thursday before to go online and submit their own Culture Days activity. So there's lots of things happening.
Wow. Well, I know the Friday is going to be exciting. We're starting off, I think, in the early part of the day with Culture's Cool for Kids. And I know we've got some great things planned for that, all kinds of artistic activities and some games, some storytelling, a singing circle. It's going to be just filled with all kinds of stuff, a lot of giveaways, some prizes. We're going to have some free popcorn and free prizes. We're going to have some bannock. So that promises to be a wonderful time. And then tell me about the African drummers that are coming. Is it African drummers?
African stages, yeah. Going back to your Culture's Cool for Kids, that is one of our new programs, doing something for the young families. And so I'm really, really so grateful to have that in our community and to let the young families really celebrate culture and art. And now the African stages, that is going to be sort of the kickoff to the Flin Flon Arts Council season. But we've been able to subsidize that, so it's really only going to be $5 a person to get into that show, which is amazing. They are, as the African drummers, African dancer, and an African storyteller. And I've seen them perform. And the lead storyteller is her name is Comfort Arrow. And she is just a beautiful storyteller. I'm hoping she'll do a little bit of a sneak peek for the Culture's Cool for Kids as well during the day, because she's just, when she comes into town, hopefully she'll be able to do a little bit of a setup for that. But it's worth seeing. I know people went and saw Mimeza a few years ago, and they were bowled over by that. We're hoping to kick off the African stages also with the choirs doing an African number leading into that. So it's going to be just a really exciting day. Also, together with that, if I could just sort of jump ahead a little bit, that we are having a programming. We have a school coordinator, Katie Anderson, that's organizing schools for the Flin Flon School Division as well as the Creighton School Division. Also, there's Sandy Bay kids that we're hoping are going to be coming down for this as well. And we're going to be having activities for over 1,000 kids throughout the day. So we're from storytelling for the younger ones, going to the museums, storytelling more in Bannock there. We're for the grade 5s, we're having a company come in called Pomo, which is an interactive art and technology program that we're going to be introducing to the schools and the kids, which is a really big deal. Then the 6 to 8s, we have a superstar program where they're going to be doing glee and hip hop and choral and theater and clowning around, and there's going to be tons. And the evening, for the older kids, the grades 9 to 12s, we actually have 3 amazing guest speakers coming in, and those people will be able to see actually at Baker's Narrows on the Saturday. But we have Gerald Cool himself is going to be coming up to speak about his amazing art, his visual artist, and he does sketches or pencil drawings of elders in northern.
He is truly spectacular. Yeah. If you've never seen his work, and you can check out it at the Norva Center, I think.
All this month is to go to the Norva Center and see it. It truly is. Because it's also the stories that he has going along with these people, and so he will be personally here to talk about those stories and the people he met and what's important about Northern Canada. Another person that we have coming up is Doug Evans, and Doug Evans. In the 1967, the Manitoba Museum asked him to go to, I believe it's Pelican Narrows, and speak with Noah Custer, who was the chief at the time, and learn how to make a Cree birch bark canoe. So he did that. He documented it. He took pictures of it. Then 40 years later, he made that into a book, and they realized that this is the only document on how to make a Cree birch bark canoe, and so it's a really precious thing.
And will we get to see a birch bark canoe?
You know what? I don't think we're not going to have time to build a birch bark canoe, but he has all his photos with him, and so his PowerPoint. So he'll be doing that. I think we do have one of the museums that people.
And
can see.
I think he's going to be in one of the tents speaking, and
he
it's
will be
really.
As well.
I know last year that was one of my favorite things to go to. We had so many great speakers. It was very interesting.
Really fun. Yeah, Jane Morasti.
Jane Morasti was awesome.
She's such an amazing Aboriginal storyteller, and she's such a beautiful person. So that's fun. And then the last person that we're going to be having up, I'm really excited about this as well, is a fellow by the name of James Gorton. And James Gorton has just been new to our province. He's been in the province for 5 years, and he's the archivist for the Hudson Bay Company with the Manitoba Archives. And there was footage that from 1919 that predates Nanook in the North, that is been returned to Manitoba just this past February, and this very rare footage, very interesting footage of northern Manitoba. There's a discussion with the chief of the Chippewyans, I believe, that's talking about keep maintaining the lands for, as he's writing this letter to the King of England at the time, and it's just amazing footage. So he will be actually coming here to talk about that as well. So we're very, very lucky. It's going to be an amazing Culture Days.
It is going to be an amazing Culture Days, and that Saturday in particular, the energy that's around Baker's Narrows Lodge with all the various things going on was just wonderful last year. Everybody just embraced it all, and the children had just such a great time. They've got a big jungle gym there, and they just had such a wonderful time. And really one of the things we also wanted to talk about is Friday night. We're going to have some really fun music. We're going to have a big beer garden. We've got 4 local bands playing, and they're just going to really be rocking it out the whole night. We're really excited about that, and then also all of the performers. I think that in 2 venues over the Saturday night at Baker's Narrows Lodge, we have over 30 performers.
Yeah, it's just that it's going to be absolutely amazing to be able to go. There's every type of medium you could genre you could imagine that'll be showcased there. That'll also be in the schedule, so you can pick and choose. Yes. There's also going to be a karaoke tent, so you can just go and go and show us how it should be done as well over there. So it's that. So the Friday night here in Flin Flon, we're calling it Dancing in the Street Beer Gardens. That is going to be the place to go on Friday night. After you go to the Living Books, that's another thing that's happening at the library. And then also on Saturday night, there's going to be the performances there. And then Sunday we were able to get from Toronto the Academy-nominated film Monsieur Lazare. So that's going to be showcased. We're really proud of that.
Theater?
At Hapnot Theater in the Coast, yeah. So, there's so much. I don't know if we have time to talk about the public library, the Living Books. Okay, so what it's called Check Out a Living Book, and so what Cindy McLean, our librarian, has done is that she has invited a number of people to come to the library, and they are our books, and they're from all different walks of life, and there could be there's a senior that was one of the first Flin Flon bombers. It could be and I don't know what all the lineup is exactly yet, but it could be the person with the tattoos.
Yes.
When you might have one perception of a person, but when you get a chance to talk to him, he's an artist. He has a story.
Yes.
Every single one of these tattoos is a reason. There's just countless different stories that we can learn about. So those people will be there, and you can go and you can essentially open this living book and learn about these people's lives, which is such a novel idea. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, Cindy McLean's doing a wonderful job at the library, and she's just been a real big help to Culture Days. She's really embraced it, and really all of Flin Flon is just so wonderful with embracing this great celebration that we have, and I think Flin Flon is unique in the variety of arts and crafts and musical endeavors that we're all doing. So we just really look forward to what everything Culture Days brings us, and look forward to that weekend, September 28th, 29th, and 30th. Look for your booklets, and we'll just look forward to seeing you all out at the various events. I'm Susan Lethbridge with Crystal Colt on Shaw TV.